Fearlessness is the first requisite of spirituality. Cowards can never be moral. Welcome, Aries Sun. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Mina and I love to talk about astrology with you. So let's keep our conversation going. Smash that bell so you can be connected to when I upload videos. So guys, I'm really excited to talk about Aries Sun because I love Aries energy. I have an Aries ascendant and Venus, so I'm kind of familiar with the gist of it. And I came into my Selena Quintanilla, not Gomez, Quintanilla, the Queen of Tejano music. I tried to invoke her spirit in my outfit. If you're wondering what is she wearing, you only live once and I want to dress like Selena today. So you guys, let's get into the structure of this video. I'm going to talk about the basic meaning of Aries Sun. Then I will go into the positive characteristics and the negative characteristics. What is Aries growing into? And at the end, I will give my personal commentary, inspirational quotes, and music recommendations. So if that sounds like something you would like, please stay the whole time and let's get our conversation going. What does the sun mean in our birth chart? Well, our sun is our biggest, brightest star. It's a highly visible energy. People see this energy and they attach it to us. It is supposed to be something we're admired for. So it is a pretty big pathway to happiness, fame, and fortune. And of course you have to take into consideration all the aspects your sun is making in the full chart. But it's also good to understand the raw energy because then you can pinpoint how the aspects are actually affecting the pure energy of your sun sign. So guys, let's get into Aries Sun. Your sun is in Aries. What does that mean about you? Your sun is ruled by Mars, and guess what? Aries Sun is an exalted position, meaning that the sun is pretty cool with Aries being attached to it. It works well together because the sun wants to be seen and Aries is all about rising up to challenges. It will rise up to being seen. So it's a pretty perfect match. Works super well. Your sun is ruled by Mars, which is the planet of war, passion, aggression, physical energy, and it is cardinal fire, which is just an upward moving fire because cardinal energy is upward moving. And even though you get burned out sometimes, Aries Suns, you will always get back and move up. That's what's special about you. You're ruled by the mascot, the ram, which is a cute little animal with horns, like a goat looking thing, but very different from Capricorn. So because that's a sea goat, you are the ram and you will run headfirst into anything new, anything you want to do, any challenge, and you will keep at it until you get it eventually. Let's think about the real Mars. I don't know if you guys are obsessed with space documentaries, but I am, and I've watched quite a few on Mars. All the billionaires are rushing to colonize Mars, and they all say that it's basically a battlefield. Life surviving on Mars, especially human life, is going to be a war. And I believe them after watching all these documentaries. Mars has a really harsh environment. There's a lot of obstacles to overcome to get humans on there, which I think is pretty appropriate when we're talking about Aries Suns, because Aries Suns do have obstacles. They want obstacles to overcome. That is their thing. Your tarot card is the Emperor, which is pretty sweet. It is called the father of the zodiac, which is a little bit strange because we associate father figures maybe more traditionally so with Capricorn. But I can understand what they're trying to say because the Emperor card is all about authority, power, and structure. And structure is something that you're growing into, which we'll get into that later. But it's basically a card of pure power and how we use that power. And I think that that's a big lesson for Aries people, especially Aries Suns, to learn is how to use the power you're born with, the exalted sun. Lesson because we live in a very Libran society where we are not supposed to fight with fists. We're not supposed to be super aggressive in speech. We're supposed to be more calm and diplomatic and a little bit more pleasing. That is what is expected of us socially. So a lot of times Aries qualities, the natives with Aries Sun especially, could feel like their personality doesn't have a place in this very Libran society and that can cause them to feel quite alien. And I do like to call Aries suns like the little green men of the zodiac. Like, we think that's Aquarius, but it truly does feel alien at times and strange to be so Aries, because we're just not supposed to be Aries anymore. Let's talk about the good characteristics of Aries suns. For one thing that's so awesome about Aries sun is that they're very direct and what they want and what they say and what they actually mean, meaning that there's no extra guessing and like Scorpio style digging and investigation that you have to do. They just say what they actually think, and that's really all there is to interpret. It is very authentic, and that's refreshing because you don't find that very commonly nowadays. They're also huge balls of physical energy. Like, they're the sparks. They're not afraid to start new things. And they just go after whatever they want with such intensity in that Martian fiery way, which is so inspiring. If you are just watching them go about their goals, they can really inspire you. They are aggressive, which, is that so good all the time? Maybe not, but I think it's positive because the sun wants us to be aggressively going towards things that make us happy, towards challenges that we feel like we have to complete, which means you're very capable people. If you want something, you're going to do whatever it takes to get it, and you're going to get it. You're going to go the distance that way. Aries suns are very youthful, and I just love this about them. They don't let physical age slow them down in their endeavors. They still go after things they want. They still do youthful things that they used to love when they were young. Like, they never stop those enjoyable things just because of age, which is very, like, awesome. Like, I just think it's amazing that they don't let age stop them. They will still get on, like, roller coasters at 60 years old. It's just a fearlessness that they possess, a fearless abandon, wanting to be youthful, like carpe diem, seize the day energy. Yes, they are fearless. If they are sticking up for you, if they're going after something they want, they don't care about people scaring them away from it. Like, if they want to ride a motorcycle, me telling them, hey, you could get into an accident and this and this and that, that's not going to stop them. They're still going to go after it. They're going to go skydiving. They're going to get the girl or man of their dreams. They don't care what they have to do it. They love the challenges. They love seeing something and doing what it takes to get it. And they are tough. Like, you guys, it's hard to beat an Aries sun down because they can roll and take the punches. You know, they're the warrior. So if you're just going to be nasty to them, if you think that's going to stop them, it's not. Because they're tough. They can take your venom and punches all day long. But you know, for every good quality there is a bad side to it. So let's talk about the negative connotations of Aries sun. And I think every single bad point of Aries sun ties into the aversion for Venus, you know, not wanting anything to do with purposely being inauthentically nice. Like, if I'm angry, I just want to be angry. If I'm sad, I just want to be sad. Like, that's almost disgusting and revolting for an Aries. And I say that because this is a hard polarity. The Aries-Libra polarity is so tough because it's really like, you know, that silly book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. It really does feel that, you know, polar from each other, just so different. And because Aries just runs away from Venus, and I almost feel like it's reminiscent of them running away from Pisces, because Pisces is exalted in Venus. You know, it doesn't want to be pleasing. It just wants to be selfish in a healthy way. You know, I say that in a good way. It wants to go about its day. It wants to live authentically. It doesn't care about the other, which Libra is all about the other. Venus is about the other. So not considering people outside of yourself when you're going after those goals, Aries suns, might come back to hurt you and to make you not cross that finish line. And like I said, everything that I'm about to list has to do with that aversion to Venus, being too direct with people, being too honest, being too aggressive. All of that ties into running away from Venus and really embracing her as a weapon for you to win wars, not to be a coward. Venus isn't always about being cowardly. And when, you guys, when you're so direct and honest, you are giving all of your plans away. Like, you are giving people tools to manipulate you with. And I know that as Aries Sun people, you probably hate being toyed with and manipulated. So let's just think, even if you're, I know that you guys love being honest because that's how you live. You're honest and you're in tune with your selfish desires and you're in tune with what is your truth. You're very authentic people, but you're giving your power away when you're too honest all the time, especially with the wrong people, and they will use that against you and it will destroy you sometimes. Even though you're so tough, the other people in this world that we don't always think about as Aries individuals can come back with a vengeance and really interrupt all of these amazing goals and challenges you want to face. Another thing, I don't know if this is too Venus oriented, but you guys can be childish, and this goes along with your need for feeling youthful, which is amazing. But this can also mean that maybe sometimes you don't want to be responsible in that Capricorn-y real world way because it messes with your eternal spring, and that's really important for you to keep in bloom, is that beautiful eternal spring that makes you feel young until the day you die. And maybe sometimes when you're feeling too Capricorn-y, too mature, you feel old, and maybe it's hard for you to balance like being youthful and being mature at the same time. And then another thing, yes, you are huge balls of energy, which is awesome. I love it. But you can burn out because you're such a strong initial fire, and it just dissipates often. Like, it doesn't mean that you won't get back on, track. It just means that with the burnout of the energy when you're starting these new projects, maybe sometimes that can leave you feeling discouraged because you want to feel sparked all the time. You want to feel fired up all the time. And what you're moving into, Taurus, is a way more calm, tranquil energy, and is wanting you to be okay in those moments of stillness when that spark has run out, because that's how you're going to regenerate your fire, you guys. Because, Aries Suns and Aries energy period is regenerative, as is Scorpio, but it just more so is physically attached to our physical bodies. We're regenerative in that way. Aries is growing into Taurus, which is Venus, everything you're averse to, and it's fixed and earthly, so I think it's a more relatable Venus. And I do think Taurus is calling Aries Suns to chill out in those moments where you're just feeling the rage or wanting to express anger healthily, because as Aries Sun, psychologically speaking, you do express anger healthily because you just want it to exit, you want it to be over with, and you're not used to holding that in. And I think Taurus is telling you to take a deep breath and to think before you act, because every single earth sign is steady, a planner, and going back to the Emperor, learning how to love structure to some degree. Even Taurus, maybe seeing Venus as a weapon for you to win wars, structuring yourself a little bit more, holding back, the art of holding back things. If you think of your other Mars-ruled sun sign, Scorpio never reveals its hand, because as I said, being too honest, being too direct, and throwing that truth into society gives everything away and gives people tools to mess you up. Scorpio understands the value of truth and seeing into the deep psychology of people, so in turn it withholds. And Taurus kind of does want you guys to learn to withhold, and the way you're going to withhold and to remain calm is to learn strategies to stay calm in those moments where all you want to do is burst with authenticity and give away everything about yourself. It's asking you to form some type of healthy relationship with the concept of manipulation, because manipulation is not always bad. It is a vital key to succeed in Libran society is to be somewhat manipulative, because we have to deal with people. And that's another part of this learning to love Venus thing, is understanding how to navigate the world of people and to understand that with people on your side, you have way greater chances of winning things you want, you guys. The last thing I will say about what Taurus wants from you is that it wants you to learn to marinate and kind of relish in your victories. And this is almost Leo-y too. If you overcome a challenge, sit with that and make that be a regenerating thing for you instead of just moving on to the next thing right away, which requires patience. Taurus is big on patience. We must learn patience, Aries Suns, because you will win way more in life and you will truly enjoy your victories. Allow them to have a regenerating quality in your life. We can't win by force, guys, and I'm going into my personal commentary here, but I do think that every Aries Sun individual should read The Art of War by Sun Tzu. I think it's romantic because I am a literature person and I'm an Aries Venus, but it is just pure brilliance. It's like a Scorpio, Libra, and Taurus came together to write a handbook for you Aries Suns on how to win in a Libran society. And there's tons of quotes in here that are beneficial, and I want to start with, "A leader leads by example, not by force." This is huge, you guys, because a lot of times as Aries Sun individuals, you want to force your will on other people by being so loudly authentic and wanting to lead, because the Emperor card's your card. But it's asking you again to hold back and maybe give your actions words. If we could calm down a little bit, people will see that your actions do speak louder than any words you could say, and they'll be inspired by that, and they will look to you as that leader that you need to be seen as. Another one is, "The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting." Learning to use that Venus sword, those social skills to do with other people, learning the other, can be so vital to your success in this life, Aries Sun. You will win more. You will do great in workplaces, anything that you want with that. And then this is so Libran brilliance to me. To know your enemy, you must become your enemy. And a lot of times Aries Suns are so self-focused. Like, why would they even want to think about how someone else thinks? But this is a vital tool that a lot of Librans use to their benefit, is that they understand people so well and what they want. And I do think that Taurus is wanting you to incorporate this into your life, to try to step into the enemy's shoes, or maybe interchange enemy just to the other person. They don't have to be your enemy, but the value of understanding people and why they do things will benefit you guys. And my favorite, I think it's truly romantic. "Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt." And this has to do with not being so honest and letting everyone know your hand, you guys. Letting everyone know the truth about you, because they will use that against you. So help yourself, hold back, and when you do strike to win, come down like the amazing burning Aries fire that you are. But don't give away your plans, as Aries so often innocently does. My personal comments about Aries Suns: I haven't had many relationships with Aries Suns. I had a really good friend in hair school. I know, surprise, I have crazy hair, but I went to hair school. I guess that's me trying to learn how to be more Venus. That's what I did. But I met this girl, she was an Aries Sun, and she was just so self-focused and amazing. Like, she was the best in our class, and she was just not paying attention to anyone and just doing her thing and being amazing. And I just felt like she was a goddess, and I just loved her for that. And she did have some haters because she was so shining and brilliant, but she did not flare up because she knew that that's what they wanted. She was pulled back like Taurus wanted her to, and just let them say what they wanted to say. She wasn't going to let that stop her from shining. I also had a roommate. He was such a high energy drunk. Are you guys high energy drunks? Let me know. As far as like celebrities, I do have a huge crush on Jeremy Wade. He's old, okay, but he is in shape and he's fearless, like an Aries Sun should be. He has a show called River Monsters, and goodness, he has like balls of steel, because he goes into like the scariest rivers with horrible like fish with like 20 sets of teeth, and his aim is to catch like the scariest looking fish. he's like an extreme angler. I think that's what he calls himself. But wow, like how he takes care of his body and how fearless he is just so sexy to me. I don't know. And I also love Selena, the queen of Tejano music. I think she just lived her life to the max, and she was fearless. She went after what she wanted. She had just a beautiful aura of confidence, which I do associate with Aries Sun. I just love her to death. I will be posting some of her music. The only bands I can think of is The Used. I know I'm an emo girl, but I think like the lead singer is an Aries. I think either Pisces Sun, Aries Moon, or the other way around, but I think he's like the male version of me. So I'll be posting songs that by his band. You guys help me out here. If you have any Aries bands that you would like to share that you feel like embodies the energy, share them below in the comments. I always love hearing from you. You guys, I finished my first series. I'm so excited. It's like my Aries Venus is celebrating my ascendant. I got a win, and I'm just so happy that you can witness that. Anyway, I will probably be starting a moon series, and I will be doing a video about why Pisces and Scorpio are so drawn to each other. And of course, I will begin to finish my North Node series. If you have any recommendations, let me know in the comments. I'll always love hearing from you. Please don't forget to hit subscribe and like and keep the conversation going with me. I will see you in the next video. Mina telling you bye.